If a search warrant is not in play, Jamaicans should enjoy the right of their home. I mean, Miss Lindsay needs to turn that around to herself. How would she feel if she was at home and the doorbell rang, she opened it, and police just barged their way in, start walking around and start filming? How would you feel? You would believe that you've been violated. Just like gone on YouTube, to give your brain some new food. Hello people, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a special welcome to you. I ask that you check out the rest of my videos. If you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment, but more than anything, I'm asking that you subscribe to the channel. Today I'm going to be discussing search warrant in Jamaica. My last video was about freedom of speech because of an arrest of a young man in St. Ann by the name of Shaquille Higgins. I'm still on the topic of Shaquille Higgins, and I'm going to merge that with a search warrant because I came across an article where Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay of Jamaica, who I believe is the highest ranking female police officer in Jamaica at the moment, made a conflicting statement, and I believe that I should say something to correct that statement, just in case it may send a wrong message or the wrong misinformation. Just in case it may send misinformation, wrong education to Jamaican citizens. So the argument of the arrest of Shaquille Higgins and his forced apology to the Prime Minister of Jamaica has become a bigger debate. After I've done my video, I was impressed to see how many other vloggers and broadcasting stations actually jump on the topic to widen it, because I am proud of that, because I would hate to see issues like this get swept under the carpet. So one of the points that is being scrutinized at the moment is the right of entry into the private property of Mr. Higgins. And Stephanie Higgins, who I say is one of the highest ranking police officers in Jamaica, made a statement that, in my opinion, it's the wrong statement. Stephanie Higgins says you need a search warrant to search a person's property, but you don't need a search warrant to enter a property to take someone who is a person of interest. Very conflicting, and that would only enhance or strengthen the vibe of dictatorship from the Prime Minister, communist law. Back in the day when Michael Manley was close ties with Fidel Castro, I remember I was a child then, but one of the biggest fear was the communist law being introduced to Jamaica. And one of the things that I remember hearing the adults saying is that if the communist law runs Jamaica like Fidel Castro runs Cuba, anybody could just move into your house. The government could just move anybody into your house, and there's nothing you could do about it. For all my older subscribers and viewers, correct me if I'm wrong. But that was one of those things that I remember my mother was afraid of. And what Stephanie Lindsay is saying, okay, first of all, Stephanie Lindsay, a police officer, is an instrument of law. Not because you're an instrument of law means that you actually know the law. Most lawyers don't know the law until they actually need to know the law. I mean, laws of any country is this vast amount of information. It is impossible for any attorney of law to know everything off the back without doing some research. I would advise people like Stephanie Lindsay, to protect her reputation, to be more accurate when she speaks, especially when it comes to law, than to speculate. Because in this case, I believe she was speculating. I understand the term is called a search warrant. And she probably just went off the definition from the name itself, a search warrant. It's got the word search in it, and it's got a warrant in it. So she described it like a search warrant is only relevant when one has to search your property. That is absolutely wrong. A search warrant protects the right of a citizen's privacy, whether that's their car, whether that's their person, whether that's their home. So a search warrant is usually signed by someone high up, a judge or, the prime minister, give a consent, someone who can override the citizen's right to search the person's home. But a search warrant usually have to be validated. So before a judge or the prime minister or anyone who is designated to sign a search warrant signed it, that person have to see due cause under the law. So it's not something that we say, well, this person, I suspect that this person is doing something wrong, so I want you to sign the search warrant. It's not like that. So it has to satisfy a lot of subsections of the law before a search warrant can be granted. Stop and search is another thing. I deliberately did not do the research on Jamaican law surrounding search warrant for this particular reason, because I suspected that Stephanie Lindsay did not do it. And I'm just a vlogger. I'm just a commentator. I come up here and I speak to people who wants to listen to what I'm saying. I'm not an instrument of Jamaican government. I'm not employed by Jamaican government. People like me can afford to make mistakes. People like me can afford to speculate. I can always put up another vlog and correct myself. People like Stephanie Lindsay is not in a position where she should speculate. She should not be in a position where she should guess. I understand that as a superintendent, you might be super busy and you might have a lot of responsibility and duties to attend to. In that case, you need someone who could research the law for you before you give a public statement in regards to a search warrant. It is clear, it is transparent that Mr. Higgins' right was violated in so many ways. His arrest, the entering of his house, this is how I know that should normally work. You go to his house, you knock on his door, you ask him to step out. If he steps out on his own will, you guys have all right to arrest him and tell him that he's been a suspect for whatever, and you all take him to the police station. His rights was violated when you all entered his house without a search warrant. His rights was violated when you all started to film him in his house without his consent. And his rights was violated when you asked him to apologize to the Prime Minister of Jamaica. So, from my point of view, that's how I see Mr. Higgins' right has been violated. So, to Stephanie Lindsay, no disrespect, Superintendent, I am actually pleased to see a woman in that position, because growing up in Jamaica, it's always been men who hold the high position. So I'm kind of proud to see a woman holding that position. But at the same time, I have to put Stephanie Lindsay in check because I believe that what she said was misinformation to the nation of Jamaica. And if I allow that to just slip by, what will happen in the future is that police officers will continue to do that, to just push their way into people's houses, and Jamaicans will just believe, well, they have the right to do so. So unless someone who's watching my video can show me in the Jamaican books, under the British law or amended law, that police officers can barge their way into your house without any warrant, without your permission, then I'll openly say, oops, I made a mistake. But to my knowledge, in democratic societies, including Jamaica, it's just not allowed. The word democracy, it may sound like a very short word, but it has so much to offer. It has so much freedom, liberties, enjoyment for citizens to offer. And one of those things is your privacy at home. If it's not your privacy anywhere, it is your privacy at home. We must feel most safe and most comfortable at home. We should not be at home and believe that just because a police officer has a grudge against me, he can barge his way into my house. I will guarantee you that in democratic societies like Jamaica, it is against the law. We should be able to enjoy the privacy of our home. At the same time, the police, who are instruments of the law and protective services, they have a right to keep the society safe. And if Mr. Higgins is indeed guilty of larceny and he gave up his address on the video, the police got a tip from Mr. Higgins, and they have all right to go to Mr. Higgins' house and says, well, your name has been mentioned in a larceny incident and we want to take you in for questioning. If Mr. Higgins says you guys can come in, sit down, wait, whatever, that's cool. But you guys have no right, the police of Jamaica have no right to just bombard their way into his house without his invitation. So that's pretty much what I wanted to cover, what I wanted to highlight. So before I go, let me say one more time to my Jamaican people and to Stephanie Lindsay that a search warrant is required to void the right of privacy of Jamaican. If a search warrant is not in play, Jamaicans should enjoy the right of their home. I mean, Ms. Lindsay needs to turn that around to herself. As much as she's a police officer, how would she feel if she was at home and without any awareness, her doorbell rang, she opened it, and police just barged their way in, start walking around and start filming? How would you feel? You would believe that you've been violated. Well, that goes for every single Jamaican who lives in Jamaica. Jamaicans should have a right to their privacy. A violation of their space, a violation of their home is indeed a violation. Before I go today, people, I want to say big up to the Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, who is pressing forward to have her country become a republic before the end of this year. I saw the news and I was impressed. I was impressed by her determination. But I've never met the woman, but there's just something about her that I like. I got a good vibe off her. I got a vibe that she is pro-Barbadian, she's pro-Caribbean, she's pro-black, and I just got a vibe that she is actually for our people and for our country. And I hope that Jamaica follows suit. You know, they were saying, I heard some news out of Jamaica where someone, a professor in Jamaica, was saying Jamaicans need to be educated first on who the Queen of England is before they vote whether or not they need a republic. I disagree with that. We have older Jamaicans who currently live in Jamaica and live abroad who knows the history of Jamaica and the history of the Queen and her relationship with Jamaica. We need to do what is best for Jamaica. We don't have to educate the new age Jamaicans on what the Queen did or what is the Queen doing for us. We just need to do what's best for Jamaica and become a republic. I'm all for Jamaica being a republic, whether it works for us or it doesn't work for us. I mean, it's time to skip the page. It's time to start a new chapter. So once again, big up to Mia Mottley, the Prime Minister of Barbados. I am impressed and you have my full support. Anyway, people, before I go, let me big up some people.
Big up yourself to the maximum.
First and foremost, I want to big up Blessed One. Blessed One, big up yourself. Creative, pragmatic. Supreme TV, long time. Big up yourself. Christopher Stevens, Marva Roberts, Evelyn D, Seal Mad Flavor, Johnny H, Pearly Simpson, and last but not least, let me big up, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this name. I'm just going to write it right here. Big up yourself.
Big up yourself to the maximum.
And that's pretty much it for today, people. Let me know what you think of this vlog. I look forward to reading your comments. Let me know what you think about search warrants in Jamaica, and let me know what you think about Jamaica moving forward and joining suit with Barbados and the rest of the Caribbean countries like Trinidad, Dominica, who are already republics. Anyway, people, as you know on my channel, I appreciate thumbs up and thumbs down, agreement and disagreement, because at the end of the day, people, each one teach one. We've reached the end of my video, and that in itself is a support that I truly appreciate. Other ways that you can support this channel is by giving this video a thumbs up. But the most important way to support my channel is to hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on any of my future uploads. The third way to support this channel is to go to my Teespring account and purchase in any of my merch. And the fourth way that you can support this channel is joining me in Patreon to give me a contribution to help me to do what I do here on YouTube. Once again, I want to thank all of you guys for checking out my video and ask that you continue to join me, Ian T. Sabas, here on YouTube to see where my journey takes me. Until next time, peace.